This is a chapter in a vampire novel that I am writing, and the name of this particular chapter is The Lantern and The Lighthouse. South Korean vampire huntress Hyung Grace Kwon looked at the blonde man standing on the pier. He was Dracul Van Helsing, a Canadian vampire hunter. He was often asked how he got his name. The response Dracul often gave a number of laughs, even though it was true. His mother, Nadja Van Helsing, had been a Romanian communist. In fact, she died protesting the fall of the Berlin Wall when it fell down on top of her on November 9th, 1989. Being a communist, she was naturally a great believer in Hegelian dialectics. So, taking for a thesis the name Dracula, the notorious Transylvanian vampire, and Van Helsing, her husband was a direct descendant of Dr. Abraham Van Helsing, the man who had slain Dracula. Taking that name Van Helsing as antithesis, she combined the two together to come up for a synthesis, Dracul Van Helsing. In other words, Dracula, thesis, plus Van Helsing, antithesis, equal Dracul Van Helsing, synthesis. This was the way her Marxist Hegelian dialectic mind worked. Hyung and Dracul, being quite the vampire hunting team, slew quite a number of vampires all over the world the past few years. Their major rival was the London-based billionaire ancient Egyptian vampire Set, whom neither Dracul nor Hyung had ever come close to staking. Set's chief of security and counter-espionage was a shape-shifting hamster. If I can get the page unstuck here. Was a shape-shifting hamster by the name of Renfield R. Renfield. The R stood for Renfield. Another man they had encountered on occasion in Set's employ was the genetically cloned individual Amadeus Emino. Amadeus had been genetically cloned from locks of hair belonging to composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, British actor Alan Rickman, and California mass murderer Charles Manson. Having this DNA combination seemed to have led to quite a lot of intense personal conflicts within Amadeus's own personality and character. Dracul? Hyung asked as her white dress blew swiftly around her in the intense storm and crashing waves. Don't you think we should go up to the lighthouse before the rain hits? Yes, Dracul agreed when he had finished staking a vampire who tried to crawl onto the pier. Just giving this surprise guest here a steak sandwich. You deserve a sound spanking for telling such a bad pun, Hyung admonished as she held on tightly to her skirt. I agree. Dracul picked up the lantern and started walking in the direction of the lighthouse. As the two figures walked up to the lighthouse, another figure on a small boat gazed at them through binoculars. I'm soaked thoroughly, Renfield chattered through clenched teeth. I'm not. Amadeus Emino munched on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I remembered to bring along an umbrella. I feel quite safe under my umbrella. He turned up the volume of the Rihanna song he was playing on his iPod.